Hello, everyone out there, and welcome to the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. Tonight, we race at Watkins Glen, and the Maconi Setup Shop is the main sponsor. They offer setups for 14 different cars each week, all of which can be found at MaconiSetupShop.com. So, any setup you have on iRacing, check them out. They have it. We're about halfway through qualifying here at Watkins Glen. Group 2 is running right now. As it sits right now, Alexander Van Desant is first, Chad Frankenfield, R.C. Enerson, Ethan Stanley, and Nicholas Shepard right now are the top 5. It's been a while. It's been about a month. Run these races about once a month, and until the summertime we get a couple a month. So hopefully it's exciting. The first race was in Road America. It was very exciting. It was dominated by Issac Morris. Got the win, drove away from everybody. What are you thinking here tonight, Nick? You think it's going to be the same thing? Some of these guys might be a little better here at Watkins Glen. What are you expecting to see tonight?
I don't know. As you mentioned, Road America was dominated by teammates Issac Morris and Scott Ramler. I kind of don't expect to see anything different. I think those two are going to be. I mean, they look really strong at Road America. I think that'll translate to tonight. But we're seeing some different faces at the top of the board right now. Like you said, Chad Frankenfield, Alexander Van Desant. Didn't have great runs. Actually, I don't think Van Desant even started last race, but Chad didn't have the run he's looking for at Road America. So a lot of guys looking to come in here and have a strong showing at a more familiar track for some of these guys who typically run the NASCAR events.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of these guys that typically run the NASCAR events, they don't see Road America as often as they see a place like this. But there are some other places coming up on the schedule that some of these NASCAR guys might not have ever seen. So, it starts off with Road America. We go here to Watkins Glen, but we will jump over there and run some of those racetracks that, like Spa, that these guys, if you run stock car stuff on the sim, you just don't see. So hopefully they get their feet under them and a feel for these cars before the real meat and potatoes of the schedule gets here with a lot of tracks that would be completely new to these guys. Issac Morris is out here qualifying on a hot lap right now, heading up the S's. See if maybe he can unseat the top spot here. Looks good so far. Down into the bus stop. Just amazing the amount of speed these F1 cars can carry around here. The lap is looking pretty good and pretty smooth for Issac Morris. I think he might be able to do it this lap, Nick.
Went really wide out of that corner right there. Thought he was going off on the grass.
Yeah, I'm curious if that gives you a 1X going way out there. I mean, I guess it doesn't if he's doing it. Off the last corner, down the front stretch. Top of the board.
Yeah, so looking to pick up right where he left off about a month ago in Road America. P1 over there, P1 over here so far.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a teammate that's out here on the lap now too. Scott Ramler is working through the boot section of the course right now. He looks a little bit more on the track there coming through the boot section.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris and Dave, but I see a lot of these guys going with the soft tires out here in qualifying. They have to start on the same compound in the race, correct? The same tire?
I am not sure. Scott Ramler goes to P3.
No, I think they're allowed to choose whatever tire they want to start the race on. I don't think it enforces that.
I was gonna say if it, I I've run a couple of these fixed races in the F1 series on iRacing, and I know you got to start in the same compound, same tire that you qualify on. So I was going to say that'd be kind of interesting if they're all opting to go with the soft right out of the gate.
Yeah, but if everybody does it, then it's not a big deal, right? Like everybody's doing the same thing. I think track position's so important that even if they all have to start on softs, it's not terrible. You want the track position. About 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying.
Morris is back out on the track, already in P1.
I want to take this opportunity to shout out all our sponsors, everybody at Shane D Designs, Maconi Setup Shop, C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling, everybody who helps keep Elite running it. Chad Frankenfield, he runs, like I said, he runs races every day of the week. Sometimes there's 2 races tonight. Directly following us tonight is the truck race. Should be very exciting.
You know, one guy who's kind of surprising me. We talked about Morris and Ramler, they're 2 teammates who were, stout in Road America, but Alexander Van Assen, he's won the past season's IndyCar championship in Elite, so maybe that IndyCar experience, him being good in that car is translating over here into this F1 car. High downforce, a lot of road courses, so I guess we shouldn't be too surprised he's up there on the board right now.
Yeah, we got 1 minute left here in the session. Still Issac Morris, Alexander Van Assen, Scott Rambler, Chad Frankenfield, and R.C. Enerson.
Looks like Rambler's going back for one more try. Now he's back to the pits now. Nobody on track right now. Yep, take that back. We got one. Cooper Johnson.
And we were talking about it earlier, Chris, about just how fast these F1 cars go around here. We're talking on the NASCAR side, we're looking at lap times about 110, 111, 112, and the F1 cars, even running that extra, I don't know how long the boot is, but that extra distance, they still run within a couple seconds of the NASCAR car. So it's pretty incredible how fast these cars get around here.
Yeah, it looks like they're about wide open through the carousel and whatnot.
Okay, I think we're out of the heat race now. I'm not sure who's going to be in it, though.
Yeah, it looks like we got Daniel Martinez, Kyle Walgren, Justin Fortner, Gerald Campbell, Dallas Myhan going to be part of this heat race.
I think those bottom 3 are just the admins that are in the list.
So we're going to have a heat race with 2 guys?
Perhaps. So we got 3 on, looks like 3 on track.
So I believe all these cars will advance. It's set up for 4 cars to advance just in case we had an excess amount of entries tonight.
Green is out here for the heat race. Not a good start for our heat pole sitter. I don't expect to see anything too crazy here in this heat. I think they're going to try to fall in line and maybe try to learn something that they'll be able to use in the race to move forward.
Yeah, I think the big thing coming into this is you got to figure out. You might be familiar with the Watkins Glen from the NASCAR stuff, but where are the passing zones in these cars? I think the big ones are probably going into turn 1 and maybe going into the bus stop, but other than that, it's going to be interesting to see where the passing opportunities come up here tonight. Because I think the Glen, unlike a lot of other tracks on the F1 circuit, there's not a lot of sharp corners where you gotta slow down in the second or third gear. Really, a lot of these corners are more open, wider arc, so not a lot of opportunities to outbrake the guy in front of you, I don't think.
Yeah, this heat race is only, what, 5 laps?
Correct.
Just all these guys are separated out a good bit. I'm curious, I was kind of hoping we might see something in here, seeing how the DRS works down the backstretch, and if, exactly how far back is too far, how close is close enough to be able to make a move. Now, I know that there's a heat race going on, but it's all these guys are going to more than likely make the race. What do you guys expect to see at the start of this race? We saw them start at Road America and a bunch of wrecks early, like the first 20, almost 20 laps. The first 5-7 laps, Road America is a very big track, so the first 5-7 laps, we saw half the field just dwindle away. Do you guys expect to see that many wrecks here when we go green, or do you think there'll be more cars able to survive here?
With such a big gap between our last race to this one, it almost feels like it might be a reset, like everybody has to learn it all over again. We have no idea, knowing how many races they've run not in the league, but that's what I was thinking, that they might be able to. A lot of these guys are regulars in a lot of other series that they might not have put a lot of time in the F1 car to come back to.
Yeah, I think the other big thing too is I think this track's a little more wider and forgiving than Road America, so I think we saw a lot of cars wrecking in sharp right-hander there at Road America. I don't think there's that one danger zone corner tonight, but who knows? We might see one corner take a lot of cars like we did last time, but
now see, I'm completely opposite of what Dave was saying there. I think we're going to still see lots of wrecks because a month off, reset, whatever. Oh, we got a spin here. We got a wreck. 2 cars. Gerald Campbell's involved.
I think Gerald got a little of the grass coming out of this corner right here, and
yeah, it looks like he dipped a tire off.
But I think we're going to see a lot of wrecks. A lot of guys having some issues.
So that means Gerald's going to be pulling the double tonight, too. He's going to be driving in this race and then broadcasting the next one.
Well, hopefully his race goes better than this heat just went, because if he wrecks like that in the main event tonight, it won't be much of a double. It'll just be a couple laps in the F1 car.
He'll have some time to get him a bite to eat.
I think we just saw it. That might be the one similarity between the F1 car and the NASCAR Cup car. Get a couple flat tires, your day's pretty much done. But it looks like oh, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like Justin's just on a Sunday drive, like just out here running laps. I don't, he might be learning some good things to use in the race. We'll see. I'll tell you this, the lap times are way off of what we've seen the other guys qualify with, but he is on a different tire, so that's going to take away a little bit, but I think there's still 2 or 3 seconds he could find out here, so good practice for him.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference, I think, from the qualifying setup to this race setup that they got in the car. I mean, looking at about a 3-second difference. I know they take fuel out of the car for the qualifying and stuff like that, but I feel like that's pretty significant. Man, Kyle Walgren had a moment back there in second place, going through the bus stop. A little too much of the curb, a little too much of the grass. Thought he was going to wreck.
Last lap. All right, we're going to re-rack.
Well, the warm-up's over. Time to see a race, right?
Yeah, before we get started here, I mean, lots of new names in here tonight. I think even compared to last race at Road America, who do you guys got? Who are your picks?
I'm going to cherry pick and say Rambler first. I think he would have won the race. I think he had a couple of mistakes in that first race that he's going to come back and correct, and that'll be my pick.
Man, I think it's easy to take Issac. He dominated the first race. He's on pole tonight, but I am not going to take that low-hanging fruit. I'm going to reach down into the bag. I'm going to go out on a big limb. I'm going to take Alexander Vandesen. That's a huge limb there since he qualified second.
There you see the grid on the screen.
Yeah, you stole my pick there, Chris. Now you're throwing me for a loop here. I think I'm going to pick, Fody was strong too at Road America. Looks like he was strong qualifying tonight. I'm going to go with R.C. Enerson. I think that's another good guy to watch for tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors one more time here. This is the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs, C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling, and tonight's race sponsor is the Maconi Setup Shop. We're about to go 55 laps from Watkins Glen. Green is out. Great start for the front two.
Oh, we got a
mess.
wreck here. Couple cars. Looks like Ryan Schultz in it. Trying to get some names here. Oh, wrecking even after the yellow.
All right, now we got them all backed up. We'll go in here and back up and see what we had.
Yeah, it looks like it started with a 24 Jess Story, maybe. A wheel spin on the start.
Yeah, and then he got over into
Haynes Shogel.
Thomas Sherman. Thomas Sherman looks like it broke his car. And then it was just on from there. A lot of guys that didn't get good qualifying laps.
A couple of them collected there.
So a lot of guys even done before it even really got started here.
So I am not going to pound my chest here, but I'm just going to say it looks like we had a pretty quick caution. Somebody up here in the booth predicted that.
Oh no, Zach is involved. He's getting slowed down.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. I think we were wrecking even after everybody was done wrecking.
He's almost at a crawl. He's now stopped.
Oh.
Looks good. Got stopped,
Oh,
right?
I don't think we're
there
done
we go.
wrecking yet. Man, he had to dodge like 4 separate wrecks right there.
I think he's stopping taking pictures or something.
He's making those TikToks as he comes by, man.
That's right.
Well, he has probably some good, if he's streaming. You know, Zach's one of our biggest streamers here in the Elite Racing League. But, yeah, you know, he got some good content for the stream right there. Right off the drop.
That's exactly what he wanted to have happen, right?
Yeah, I think he planned it. That's probably why he's starting way back there, you know, wanting some more content.
Looks like we got Shogo, Forsyth, Story, and Sherman in the pit for some repairs.
But I think that's the first full course yellow we've seen here in the F1 League. Had a lot of crashes at Road America a month ago, but I don't think any of them triggered a full course. But those standing starts, I mean, Chris just started running F1 with me past week, and I'm pretty bad at the standing starts. I think that's the most, you know, treacherous part of these cars is just trying to get rolling quick and not get ran over and not spin the tires and doing that with 20 other cars around you is pretty tricky.
I don't have too many issues with the standing start. Like I feel like I do pretty good there. But I struggle with the overall speed of these cars, new to them. I wanted to run some of them, especially, you know, I wanted to have some kind of insight of what these guys are feeling around here and not completely just not know what I was talking about. One thing being discussed this year is guys wanted to pit and change their tire compound that count as a, you know, as the tire compound, but they have to run one green flag lap, so nobody's tire changes at this point would be good for the two different compounds in a race.
And we had one guy, we had Pedro Gomez as the lone wolf out there on the soft compound. He is running back in 9th spot, so we'll see if he's able to pick up some spots on that soft compound. Everybody else is pretty much on mediums, and a couple of guys choosing the hard compound.
Looks like they're getting one to go this time. It's going to be a manual pace lap. They are not going to go green this time.
And this is not, like you said, this is not one to green. They're doing this pace lap and then one more manual.
Yeah, he said it was 100 miles an hour. And then he said you can't pass to the right when the green comes out, only to the left.
Well, Chris, I mean, if you're running back there, you know, low teens, high teens to 20th place, you saw what happened on that standing start. Are you a little cautious going into this restart here?
Well, I was about to ask you the same thing. I think we're going to see the same thing. I think we'll see some more wrecks here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys didn't have a chance to get the tires up to temp, so they're out here on cold tires.
Guess we can take a look at the point standings while we're I'll come back to that.
Those championship standings, you can see them. They look great.
How about that? I look better?
There we go. So we had the, two teammates we were talking about him, Issac Morris, Scott Ramler, last week just went out and pretty much dominated Road America. Thomas Sherman, good showing. Tyler Fode's up there. Tate Lytle closing up top 5 in the points. But some guys you don't see on here. Talk about guys like Chad Frankenfield didn't have a great run.
And then some guys didn't show up. Look at Josh Adams there, and he's not even here tonight. So the pace car is going to pull off, but they have said they're going to do one manual pace lap here under green. Looks like everybody was well aware. I was curious to see if somebody might have missed that and tried to take off. It is iRacing. You never can be too certain.
It's going to be fun to see the different strategies guys pull tonight too. A lot of them opting for the medium tires. So I'm guessing they kind of got to go as long as they can. Then probably pit ones for softs.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far they can go. Working through the boot section of the course right now. We will be getting the green flag very shortly.
Two more corners.
All right, I'm curious to see if he's allowed to take off over here. We've seen some yeah, he's taken off. Green's out. He's gone. Clean start. Got away. Got a ways away.
CRC making the pass for third on the left. Or not quite.
Oh, we got a spinner here in the first turn. Philip Kraft.
It's like everybody was able to miss him. Everybody does a great job of missing him.
Yep, now he's lost all of the track position. Oh, now he just tore the whole front end off of it. Ran right over somebody checking up. Oh, we got a wreck coming out of the carousel. Justin Vandermeer, I don't know how to say it. And another car's involved over there. Two cars here out of the
Oh man,
carousel.
yeah.
He's trying to roll, but it's not
like
gonna roll.
Harrison Talon. It's got loose. Maybe those cold tires playing a factor. That's a bad spot to be sitting coming out of the carousel. Everybody does a great job of missing them back there. See what it looks at. Take a look at what happened to Justin. Same thing, kind of identical situations there. The back end came around on both those guys. Maybe we found our trouble corner already. I don't know.
I would imagine in practice, a lot of guys are running through that carousel wide open and not doing a whole lot of lifting, and maybe running through there in dirty air is maybe surprising them.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them have those soft tires too in practice and qualifying. So maybe this is the first time for these guys on mediums too, coming through there.
No yellow for that one, though. They stayed green. Issac Morris picking up right where he left off. Oh, we got a wreck here. Nicholas Shepard, big wreck over here in the boot section of the course.
Yeah, right out of the corner of the boot.
Couple cars with damage. Couple, 2 or 3 cars with damage.
Looks like kind of the same thing we saw happen to Jero Campbell in that heat race there. You know, got that
Tyler
right
Cody
rear.
doesn't have a front wing. He's limping around here.
Yeah,
Is
looks
that
like
your
Shepard.
pre-race pick?
Looks like Shepard got the right rear off in the dirt, and Fody was not my pre-race pick, so I did not jinx him. See, look what happened to Fody. This is down in turn 1, I think. I'm sorry, that's out of the boot.
Lots of action right out of the gate here.
Oh yeah, they're checking up for Shepard there in his incident and made contact. Not sure who that is he made contact with though, but
I think if Isaac wins this race going away, I think he should be the sponsor for race 3. It should be the Issac Morris Invitational.
I don't know. My pick there running second. RC started 4th, I believe, or 5th on that restart, and he's back up to 2nd already. Maybe even closing in on our leader, Issac Morris, a little bit. Well, looks like problems for Jero Campbell here, too.
55 laps will fly by here, too. Like, this is going to be a very quick race.
It looks like something broke on Gerald's car.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
Kind of limping around.
Yeah, Gerald Campbell gave up on that thing limping around, so not too much double duty. He should be fresh for the broadcast later in the trucks.
So we got 4 cars out now.
I got to give Gerald a little bit of a hard time, but
5 now.
he is one of our ERN brethren up here, so we would love to see him be able to run all the laps, but there's always next time. It looks like Isaac's got about 2 seconds over second place, RC Enerson, and then it's really tight there, 2nd through 4th. You got RC, you got Scott, and you got Van de Sant all running really close together.
Yeah, even the times, you know, the times for the top 3 were all within a 1/10 of each other, so these guys right on top of each other right now. See Van de Sant with the wing open, trying to run down 4th place Scott Randler. But like we talked about this pre-race, you know, that DRS zone coming up to the bus stop isn't that long, you know, compared to other tracks these F1 cars go to. So I don't know how big of a factor that's going to play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about who's got the, I don't know how else to word it. It's gonna, if you get the DRS and you think you're close enough and you can get to that guy before you get to the corner, it's just gonna be about, you know, sending it. Just who's got the biggest balls to send it down in there and say, I got the DRS right here. I'm gonna take this.
Well, I mean, if you know, if Fody was running up front, we know he has no problem sending it, right?
We've seen him send it a time or two.
Morris kind of stretching it out, a 10th here, 10th there. Over RC Enerson.
Yeah, it's a great battle up there for P2. But back around 15th, like these guys are really getting after it too.
Even back here for 6th place, we got Marshall Stanley making a move on the bus stop. Over Belton and Belton off in the grass a little bit there, but Chad gets by. But Marshall got that DRS going into the bus stop, made a move on the outside, going in there. Like you mentioned, it's kind of all about who's got the stones to go in there in the bus stop and make that move, and Marshall just showed it going around the outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of great battles all over the place.
Ooh, Marshall getting off track a little bit there, letting Chad close in.
Yeah, and we know Chad's not afraid to send it either. But like you said, RC just keeps beating them a little bit every lap.
Yeah, how about, back here we're looking at Hank Steinmiller, but the guy right in front of him, Daniel Martinez, started 32nd up to 16th. I mean, it's a lot of cars picked off already. I'm sure a lot of that's, trouble on the start for some of these guys, him just staying out of trouble, but pick up that many spots in only, 9 green flag laps. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think the more impressive part is the fact that he was able to miss all the carnage. I mean, you saw how quick the carnage happened right on the start. Like, to be able to miss all that's a big deal.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys around him, too, that started back there with him. I mean, right in front of him, Justin Fortner, we saw him have some issues. But he's running right there. Started 29th up to 14th. Zach Evans, 27th to 13th, right in front of him.
Yeah, we saw Zach Evans making big shots down there as he went by everybody.
Yeah. So one of these guys, these guys having strong nights so far, but like we saw last race at Road America, I mean, all it takes is getting one wheel off on the grass a little bit, one lap, and your day's done.
Oh, we just had a change for second, and RC tried to go back after him, but he couldn't quite get it done. Really tight battle for second here coming up out of the S.
Yeah, RC's going to have the DRS here, and right there is Van de Sant. It's a 3-car battle for second.
Wow, just RC didn't send it.
Yeah, I mean, that DRS, it didn't seem like RC really gained that much. He gained like maybe half a car length going through that zone, but...
Yep, those guys, I'm curious to see when they get back to the line how much time they lost battling each other. Because that was a pretty tight, hard-fought battle there from turn 1 all the way to the bus stop. Looks like RC might be struggling a little bit at this point. Looks like they lost about half a second that lap to the leader. So we ride on board here with Van de Sant. He's taking a look here. Looks like RC just is going to give it up, let Alex go. Didn't really try to battle that position. I almost wonder if RC didn't maybe clip the back of Issac going up the S's or something, because like that car's kind of lost a good bit of pace all of a sudden. His last couple laps have been well off of what he was doing. Yeah, he's over a second, right at a second slower lap. Like something had to have happened going up the S's, some kind of contact or into one. Like I feel like something had to knock the speed out of RC a little bit.
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any damage to the car. Maybe
I don't either.
maybe the left front wing. Looks like left front wing is damaged a little bit. I'm not sure when that happened, but I do see it's kind of crinkled a little bit.
He all of a sudden fell off, and I feel like something had to happen. RC's a really good driver. I don't see him losing 2 seconds of pace all at once.
Oh, I see. Going back to his back on lap 11, looks like he caught the wall out of the last corner pretty hard. Looks like that toe is knocked out on the right front. Wings crinkled, so yeah. I mean, he's got pretty significant damage on that 50 machine.
Just try to survive, right? That's all you can do now. I will say this, Isaac and Scott's laps are pretty close, and they're not leaving Alex. Alex is still right there. This race is, it's way closer than Road America was.
Was Alex at Road America? I'm kind of thinking that he had to miss that race.
I am not sure if Alex was at Road America or not, but I was just speaking in general. The racing here so far at the front is way closer. Road America, we saw Isaac he was just gone. They're close enough now. We saw him make a mistake late in Road America and run off the course. These guys are close enough now. If he runs off the course somewhere, he's going to lose the lead. And lap traffic, we've got to be probably getting close to dealing with some traffic for these guys at the front. When do you pit? What do you think, Nick? If you're going to pit, they're probably going to put softs on, right? Do you want to pit as soon as that window opens, or do you want to wait and pit later?
And I don't know, I think if you're running up front, might as well just stay out and take softs. But yeah, it's one thing got to learn here is the strategy. With these F1 cars, see what works, what doesn't work. If you look at Cooper Johnson coming back on out of the boot, and what a great job not hitting anything. That's a bad spot to be turned around completely sideways across the track, though.
Yeah, that'd be really bad for people coming at him. That's about the tightest place on this racetrack.
But great job by him not hitting anything. Get these cars sideways and out of control. It's difficult to keep them, off the wall in one piece and not end your day.
We've seen Isaac his lead is shrinking a little bit. Scott closed in that lap. Along with Alex, they both closed in a little bit that lap. Oh, wow. Alex took a look there going into the bus stop. Didn't quite have it. Now, we know these front two are teammates. How much do you think that plays into maybe Scott being defensive? Or, I'm sorry, Scott's given up the spot to Alex already this lap. So throw what I was just saying out the window. Can Alex run him down?
Go back.
It looks
take a
like
look at the
Alex might
pass.
have made, yeah, might have made this pass coming through the DRS zone on the outside.
Remember when I talked about you had to have a big set of brass balls? That took a big
Yeah.
set right there to take second.
Yeah, that was pretty close. I mean, Scott didn't really give up anything either. You know, he kind of stayed in it. Well, that could have ended bad for both those guys, but made it work.
RC just continues to fall.
Yeah, he's just waiting for, I think, that pit window to open and pit and maybe fix that damage. Spend the, 10, 20 seconds, whatever, getting a new wing. Because that damage is definitely hurting him. I mean, not, still running top 5, but he's losing a lot of time.
I believe we have a feature that we can show off here, right? I think
Yeah.
Dave was telling me we got a crank it up feature. What do you say we crank it up right here?
All right.
Alrighty, after that crank it up, we have Battle for the Lead closing in. Van de Sant's got it under 1 second to Issac Morris. Scott's still sitting about 3.5 back, but I think we're going to have a race for the lead here in a couple laps, Nick.
Van de Sant closed in by over half a second, just last lap. So, yeah, he made that pass on Scott for second and hasn't really looked back since.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I wonder if it's going to be surprising to Isaac when and if he gets passed for the lead here. We haven't seen him get passed yet, and this is race number 2.
Yeah, he probably has that mirror just turned off, man. Nobody's gone up there and challenged him, I don't think, even in Road America. So Van de Sant might be the first one to do it, like you said.
But behind them, we've got Scott, then we got R.C. Enerson, Ethan Stanley, Chad Frankenfield, Marshall Stanley. It's the top 7. We've still got about 20 guys on the lead lap. But Fody is right, not too far out in front of the leader. And Fody's a fast enough car, it could be a challenge for Isaac to maybe make this pass. I don't know what, how likely we are to get a yellow at this point. But I got to think that Fody's going to fight this as hard as he can.
Rambler's coming to the pits, looks like.
Is that pit window opening up there? We're not quite halfway through this race yet, 55 laps.
Yeah, Scott took the hard compound too, so he's planning to finish this thing out. Oh, we had Zach Evans just disconnect too. You know, to see what happened to him because he was having a good day running 16th, 17th. Oh yeah, looks like coming out of the boot.
Just a
Yeah,
little
just
bit too far.
yeah, just get in that grass and just car just takes off. And just one mistake like that, like we said, just one mistake, and your day's done.
Battle for the lead is under a second now. I think he's close enough to get a DRS, not to make a pass, but to close in even more here. He's flipped it up. He's flipped the wing.
And it's incredible how fast they go through that bus stop.
I know, it didn't even sound like he lifted, did it?
Not much. And the other thing that's interesting
here?
Oh, go ahead.
Are you going to try to take these hard tires here and run to the end? Or do you want to run maybe another 10 laps and take softs?
Man, I don't know. I think my preference would be to go a little long here on these mediums and take softs. And
That's
just
what I
finish
think
it out.
too, but tire wear seems to be a big deal here. Like, it looks like as the tires have worn, that's when Van de Sande has gotten pretty strong here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Scott Rambler just pitted and took the hard compound. I'm curious to see the comparison of lap times here. Once he does complete a full lap.
And he's going to be in a good bit of traffic too if they don't pit. So, like, that's, even if he runs a lap a second or two faster on the hard compound, being on fresh tires, he's going to lose a ton of time. As we've got Van de Sande driving right up to the back bumper of Isaac.
I mean, even through that bus stop, like, just driving these F1 cars, in the official races, usually getting up on these curbs upsets the car, and that's where, you run into issues, bottoming out and wrecking. But I think the curbs here are a little more forgiving because these guys are using a lot of them.
Well, and I think it's all in how you hit the curb, too. I don't think you want to be turning and hit the curb. You want to kind of, like, especially in the bus stop, you just kind of drive straight over that curb. These guys are using all the racetrack, though.
Yeah, Van de Sande's going to get a good tow here coming off the front stretch.
If he can stay close enough up the S's, I think he can make the pass. Oh, Isaac's going to pit. So our leader is pitting.
Yeah, we'll see what compound he chooses to take. His teammate took the hard, so, I expect him to follow suit here, pitting about a lap or two later.
I think I would opt for the softs.
Yeah, I think the fall off is pretty massive because our leader Van de Sande ran a 1:19.2 last lap, and Scott Randler coming out on the hard compound he just ran a 1:17.8, so about a second and a half faster.
That is hard tires for.
Or 6 higher to do.
He did get to stay in front of Scott, though. He did not lose that spot to Scott.
So now, what do you do if you're Van de Sande? Do you come in and do the same thing here, seeing what these other guys did?
Man, I don't know. I might keep running. I might run until about lap 30 and take softs.
I would agree.
The big question.
I think otherwise you're just going to put yourself right back in second or third. You already know what that's going to bring you. I would roll the dice.
The other thing is does he have a teammate or spotter in his ear telling him what these other guys are doing? Or is he just out here running with limited information?
Well, I think he has a good idea that they fit in. Probably he has a good idea of what they did, pitting when they did. If I had to guess.
Because I mean, I guess like I don't know how much time you lose on a pit stop. I'd have to look at the times, but
And I think knowing what we know about tire wear, these guys didn't even run half the race. So I think he's going to be able to close back up later if he does give up a bunch of time.
Yeah, it looks like Rambler's back down to 118 lap times.
so he's still about less than a second faster than a later Van de Sande. Actually, I thought it was a little more than that, but
And that's on a hard tire. So I definitely think if I'm Van de Sande, I've ran far enough now. When I come in, I'm getting softs. I'm
Do
going
you
to give
think-
myself an advantage of soft tires.
do you think it's possible for him to even pit now, take softs, and then pit again and take softs again? I mean, a pit stop, you only lose about 15 seconds, I believe, coming up pit road, taking tires.
Nah, it's just going to be one stop.
It did look like on the lap times you have about 23, 24 seconds that you give back in the in lap and out lap as well. So
I think he knows as long as there's no mistake made, he'll win back in third. And I think if he is within 8 to 10 seconds when he does make his pit stop, if he puts softs on, he'll close that gap up in a hurry. He's coming this time. Here he comes. Let's see what he does. I would do softs if I was him.
Ooh, and did he get down to pit road speed? I'm showing Van de Sande with a black flag.
yeah, speeding entered the pits. I just got a text from Chad from race control.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's getting all you can get, but that's going to effectively end his shot at the win here. And it was a hard tire they were putting on.
I'm not even too sure what the penalty is on that. So is it a 20-second hold, 40-second hold?
I believe it's depending. I think it's either 15 or 45. By the looks of it, looks like he's got the 45. He's got to feel like he just threw it away. I think he was the best car. I think he was the only guy that could go up and get Isaac. I just don't think Scott could do it, especially he's already on older tires, blended back behind him. Van de Sande is coming off of pit road right now as we speak, but no shot to get back into this race at this point.
As we look at our leader, Steve Grabowski, started 13th.
He's not going to be leading for long.
Yeah, right behind him, Issac Morris, coming on those fresh tires.
Is Isaac going to take the big dive here?
I don't think he's close enough right now.
He's going to get the wing right here. He's going to get DRS. Back to the lead he goes. Man, I lost some of my energy there with Van de Sande getting that speeding penalty. I thought we were going to see a good battle for the lead on the other side of pit stops. Van de Sande had to go speed.
Yeah, now I think the question is, can Scott Rambler run down his teammate?
I don't think so. We haven't seen him have that ability to. in the first half of this race, and now he's on a little older teammates. And remember, he was not far behind him when they came out of pit road, and Isaac kind of drove away from him.
Another person with speed too that we talked about earlier, RC, looks like he got that wing and tire fix, spent a little extra time on pit road, but he's running back in 15th right now. Trying to work over Chad Frankenfield.
Even making a pass that last lap, Scott was still beat by nearly half a second by Isaac.
And not too far in front of these two is, Tyler Fody right there. We saw him have, lose a wing early, fix some damage, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure about who is running where behind Isaac and Scott. We know Steven still has to pit. I'm not sure who else is on the strategy that hasn't pitted yet. But
Yeah.
Van de Stant only dropped back to 11th in the running order. If 4 or 5 of those guys had to pit, if we catch a caution, Van de Stant could still be in this thing. But it would be a very...
Inzinger, Fortner, and Steinmiller behind him still need to pit, and Byrne.
So it looks like 4 guys in front of Van de Stant have yet to pit.
Right.
So if a yellow came out, he'd restart 7th. He'd have to send it, but I'm sure that there is nobody that would be more than willing to get up on the wheel and try to recover what he lost than Van de Stant if they did catch a yellow. But on that same token, the odds of catching a yellow this far into the race with as many cars out, it's very low. It could happen, but it's very low.
Alex did just set the fastest lap of the race at 1:17:43. So he's coming.
Yeah, he's up on it.
And we're looking at this battle for 12th here with Fody, Chad Frankenfield, and RC. And Fody's kind of on a different strategy because, we saw him lose that wing early. He came in and pitted at lap 6 and 7. Took hard tires. So I think he's probably planning to come again. I don't think you want to go 48 laps on a set of tires here.
Yeah, but when you put yourself in a box, what's he got to lose?
And he just lets Chad and RC go there.
Still have 17 cars running on the lead lap. Now, like you said, there's guys that haven't pitted yet. When they pit, they're going to be a lap down. So I got to think we're in the neighborhood of about 14 or so cars on the lead lap.
We got a good battle for 4th here. We got Justin Fortner trying to take a look on Heiko Enziger. Got the wing open. Right behind him is Ethan Stanley, too, trying to follow him through. He couldn't get there.
Yeah, I thought Ethan was going to go ahead and send it there. Good thing he didn't.
He got by him.
Yeah, he got by him in the carousel, but I thought he was looking to send it there, following through on the entry to the bus stop. That would have been the caution that Van de Stant wanted, I believe. Heiko's one of those guys that I believe is yet to pit. Just hanging on here, just hoping for a caution, hoping for a yellow or something.
Here it comes right now. And he's already on the hard compound, I believe. So
Sure.
I'm guessing he's probably going to go with mediums here to close this thing out.
Van de Stant just cracked back into the top 10. Plus pass and Heiko, that'll put him 9th. I think anybody that runs this far has got to be putting on softs, don't they?
It looks like Enzinger put on mediums.
Well, I'm surprised. Mediums for running this deep into a run. I would think softs would be what you would want to be able to go out here and make time. Right now we have a race of the tires there with Ethan Stanley and Justin. Justin is on the hard tire and Ethan is on the mediums.
And we got Steve Grabowski coming in pit road right now. Is running 6th spot. And he's on the medium, so see what he puts on here. He might have some damage to fix on that thing. He's sitting there for a long time.
He put the softs on.
Oh, looks like he might have been speeding on pit road too. I think he's got a hole. I'm showing a black flag on him.
Oh, our leader just about had a collision with someone over here. I believe that was Matthew Belton, maybe, coming out of the boot. He, I don't know if he surprised Matthew or what. A discussion going on. Over the almost incident. Hey, it's always good when you can learn a lesson without tearing up a race car, right?
I think that's after, looking back, I think that's after he's already been by him. There we go.
What you don't see right there behind those trees is he just went to turn into that corner and Isaac was there and he had to turn back to the right.
Yeah, I think sometimes, when you're running around here, kind of with no cars really around you for a while, you kind of might lose sight of what's coming behind you, especially if it's a leader closing quick. Might have been what happened right there with Belton.
But no harm, no foul. Issac Morris still has a 5+ second lead over his teammate. The battle for fourth is still, the battle for third is still very tight. Van de Sand has climbed his way back up into 8th.
Still running the fastest laps.
Yeah, Ethan Stanley might have a run here on Fortner for 3rd. No, he's got the better tires. Going to take the look. Going in the bus stop.
Had to give it up. Just wasn't up there far enough. At what point do the hard tires become better than the soft tires? I mean, right now, clearly the soft tires have a little bit more pace. But I got to think at some point the switch is going to flip, correct?
Yeah, that's one thing I don't think we have the answer to. I mean, it'd be nice to see, or it would be interesting to see, two cars comparable on speed, I think, go head to head on the different tire sets and kind of get an idea. But
well, maybe we can maybe we can suggest that to Isaac and Scott for next week or next month. If we don't run these again for like 3 weeks, tell them, let's see some different strategies. Those two seem to be the fastest guys week in, week out. Let's see y'all start on something different here and give us a good idea of what each tire looks like and where one's better than the other for a little bit.
I don't know, Chris. I heard there's a couple rides available if you want to go suit up and give them a run for their money.
I don't know. I really like being part of this broadcast team for this series, so I'd be more than willing if I could still be part of the broadcast team.
Hey, you'll be our in-race reporter for the whole race.
No, I still want to be lead announcer. I don't. I'll talk the whole time. That'll be my excuse when I wreck somebody. Sorry, man. I was trying to do my lead broadcasting duties, and I didn't see you there. I believe Van de Sant has gotten by Hank Steinmiller for 6th place, or 7th place, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like Ethan Stanley's still having some trouble getting around Fortner, though. I'm surprised, though, because, I mean, you know, Ethan pitted about 16 laps ago, so he's got way fresher tires, and Fortner just can't seem to get there and make the pass, though.
Van de Sant is now all over Hunter Smith for P6. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If somehow Alex can get back to the top 5, he's my vote for driver of the race. To get that penalty, it'll be possibly, it appeared, the fastest car here. Get that 45-second hold and still finish P5 or top 5. I think that's driver. Even sitting 6th right now, I think driver of the race.
He's going to have to really work now to get up. He's running about the same lap times as everybody in front of him. He'll get a spot when Fortner pits. Assuming Fortner does pit.
Are we sure he's going to pit?
We're starting to get to that point where I guess we don't know if they have to.
Has he pitted? Do you have that information?
No, there's no pit last, so he hasn't pitted at all. So he'll have to pit because he has to change at least tires, right?
Yeah, that is a rule. You have to change tires. He's driven away from something happened to Ethan Stanley. Ethan Stanley was all over the back of him and not even in shot at this point.
Oh, yeah. He was about 5 seconds off the pace that last lap, so it looks like something happened in the boot.
It looks like the car's.
Oh, yeah. You see him go by Ethan right there. Ethan does a great job saving that car. I don't know how he didn't wreck it, but
Super lucky. That's how.
yeah.
To get out there in the grass on the left side, come over and catch the grass on the right side and not hit that wall.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we saw that corner claim, I think, 2 cars already tonight, and almost took a 3rd right there, but Ethan did a great job.
If I was Ethan, I'd go buy a lottery ticket after this thing. He's only about 11 seconds in front of Van de Sant. 15, 16 laps to go. I just don't think Van de Sant can get there without another mistake like that. But all these guys are just like 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're still, within 4 seconds of each other.
Yeah, you can see on lap 37 when he had that trouble, he took 4.5 seconds out of him. He's taking about 1.2 to almost a full second each lap prior to that.
And to have a slide like that and only give up 4.5 seconds, that's pretty incredible. I would have to take a lap or two just to, check my pants. I don't want you guys at home to think we've forgotten about the race for the win or the leaders. It's just there's nothing really going on there. Issac Morris is kind of just keeping it at or around 5 seconds. If it gets tighter, we'll definitely make sure to go up there and cover what's going on. But as of right now, this battle for third, it's one of the closer races on the track. It's pretty tight at 8th place as well. But like we've talked about, we do not believe Justin has pitted yet. Oh, he goes wide here. It's going to open up the door. Marshall Stanley all over the back bumper now.
Justin called out he's pitting here this time by, so.
Oh, I was about to say, I got a feeling he's going to pit. I'm a little bit psychic.
Yeah, Marshall went way out there in turn 1.
Do you think he called that out so soon so Marshall wouldn't try to pass him right here? Looks like Marshall's going to go ahead and say, I'm going to try to pass you.
Oh, man. I was going to say, I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, Marshall said, I could have waited until you got around here and pitted, but I'm going to go ahead and pass you now.
Yeah, I still can't believe how much they throw it in there on the bus stop, you know, after you use DRS trying to make that pass. Like, you really got to trust that guy on the outside. It's going to let you take it down there, because if he doesn't, you're both wrecking.
Now, I wonder, like you said, does he have anybody in his ear saying, hey, there's been a couple guys busted for speeding, make sure you don't speed?
And I think here, this is a strategy I would have pulled. I think, you know, go as far as you can on these hard tires and come in and take softs now at this point.
Looks like he was pretty conservative. He didn't attack the cone like we've seen some others.
Soft tires it is.
Did he even change tires? I'm not seeing the change in tires right there.
Yeah, I see it in the timing data, but I don't see it on the screen.
Oh yeah, that is odd. I see softs in the data too, but see those white wall hard compound tires.
Playing tricks on us iRacing's trying to do what they can, huh? One thing that did do is that put Van de Sant back up into the top 5. He's only about 9 seconds off this battle for third, or off of 4th, about 10 seconds, 10.5 seconds off of 3rd. If they get the racing though, there's still 13 laps to go.
He carved out 2 seconds last lap. Oh.
Oh, we got a wreck there.
Yeah,
Cooper
who was
Johnson?
that?
Cooper Johnson, I think.
Cooper Johnson stopped right there coming out of turn 1.
Got on the curbs.
Come up off of turn 1, surprise, stopped race car.
Looks like Kyle Walgren took a little trip off the track, it says.
Now, one thing I'm interested to see here is these guys each got the mediums.
Oh man, he couldn't get it slowed down either.
And Van de Sant's got the hards. So Could we see him start really gaining on these guys? If Van de Sant can get up here to 3rd place, oh man, that would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think right now he's definitely got the pace to get up there and retake 3rd.
Randler just grabbed the fast lap.
Scott been holding back. He's got it down to 3.6 with just 11 to go. And he is on a little bit older tires. His tires are about 2 or 3 laps older than Isaac's. Both opted for the hard tire.
Yeah, and it was about this point in the run too. We saw Van de Sant close in and take the lead over Issac there. So,
well, he never passed him. He took the lead when he pitted.
Oh, you're right. He got right there, and then Issac pulled off.
Yeah, we still have yet to see Issac be passed for the lead.
Under green conditions.
Yeah, we might have to wait a while to see that unless Scott can close in on him here and get it done.
He's a couple tenths quicker this past lap, but
Battle for 3rd is still the tightest battle on the track.
ooh, Ethan, a little bit of grass right there.
Just digging hard, right? Coming to 10 to go this time. Ten laps left here in the Maconi, New York Grand Prix. It's down to 3-1 for the lead.
Fortner grabs the best lap with his new tires.
Not really any traffic out in front of Issac right now, so it's pretty clean ahead.
And even, we talked about Fortner running the fastest lap of the race right there, but I mean, Van der Sant out here on 20-something lap old tires. I mean, he just put down a 1:17.2. That's 1/10 off the fastest lap of the race.
Scott's got it under 3 seconds now to the lead. It might tighten up here at the end. Clear track for both of them. I'm not sure Scott lifted. Not sure Scott lifted right there through the. I think these guys are pretty confident going through the bus stop. Now, what point does he get DRS? It's what, a second and a half?
Yeah, it's about there, like 1.2, 1.3 seconds back, I believe.
Now, if he gets that close, obviously his lap times are going to get helped a little bit more.
And he's just getting closer and closer. He's able to see him better now and kind of give him a rapid chase here.
Now, where do you want to be right here? Do you want to be the lead car, having that guy have to close in on you? Or do you want to be the guy that's doing the chasing?
Oh, man, I don't know. In these cars, I think you want to be... I think I want to be in
well, hang on,
Isaac's position.
Oh, you already picked Issac. I was going to say, before you say anything, I'm gonna let you know Scott beat him by half a second last lap. I'm not even sure. I don't know how much he's lifting, if any, through the bus stop. I mean, Scott is just sending it through there. The battle for third's really tight here.
I mean, going through the bus stop, they only drop off about 7 miles an hour, so that's absolutely insane.
These two guys at third are running really hard. And it's only 5 seconds to Van de Sant. We'll get back to that lead group here shortly. Scott's just pushing so hard.
At this point, I think Van de Sant's going to get to his third place battle pretty quickly. He's beating him by over a second every lap, so he might get there with like 1 to go, but definitely going to get there.
Beating by 0.3 that lap. Talking about Scott over Isaac. Yeah, and as these guys race for third, that's going to bring Van de Sant right back into this. Like, he's already been catching them. Now they're going to be racing. They're also, at this point in the race, at a tire disadvantage to Van de Sant. You know, his hard tires are definitely going to be better than the mediums that they've each got on their race car. Oh, here we go. We're going to have a look. Nope, not yet. He did not send it down in there. It's just 3 seconds to Van de Sant from this battle for third. Tell you, Van de Sant has made up about 8 seconds or so, 6 or 8 seconds on the lead group, on the lead 2 cars. Since that pit, he is really going to be kicking himself after the race, not having a shot to win this thing. It definitely appears as if he has had the fastest car today. It's down to 1.7 seconds for this lead.
Yeah, Scott and Van de Sant and even Fortner, they're all running really, really quick lap times right now. I mean, they're definitely pushing as hard as they can. And it's showing. I think these hard tires, too. I mean, we saw the fall off was, over a second on the medium and softs. And these hard tires, they're 20-something laps into this run, and they're still running really quick lap times.
And there is a lap car out in front of Isaac. We'll see if that plays into anything here. It's Heiko. I'm not sure how to say the name. I might be butchering it. If you watch this later, I'm very sorry for butchering your name. Hopefully he doesn't play a role in this race, but we will see what happens. I think if Isaac has to follow him up to the S's, I don't know. He's far enough back, it might not hurt him if it's close enough. Will you get DRS off a lap car?
No. Nope. I believe it only has to be for position.
Is that an iRacing thing?
Oh, he's getting DRS.
In the real world,
yes,
you
he
do.
is
you do?
getting DRS. He's got the window open. So that's going to be a benefit there.
I thought it was only for position.
Van de Sant has it under 2 seconds. 2 seconds to the battle for third as the lap car gives way, gets right up out of the way. Scott's already letting him know that, hey, I'm here too. Just 5 to go. 5 to go. We got 2 great battles. We got them closing in the lead. We've got Van de Sant closing in on these guys in the battle for third. Van de Sant might have passed him.
He actually passed. I don't know. He missed something there. Yeah, last lap was a 120, so he must have had an off track or something.
Give Van de Sant 4th.
Oh yeah, looks like Marshall got that tire off in the grass coming out of the boot there. He's able to hang on to it, but it cost him position.
Battle for the lead, 1.1 second. Now I'm just going to throw this out there, all right? I don't want to jinx anybody. I don't want anybody to get wrecked or anything.
He's going to say yellow.
But, well, yellow would end this thing. There's no green, white checker. It's an F1.
Yeah.
What if Isaac and Scott get together and wreck each other for this lead? They're teammates. Scott's got to want to win. And if Van de Sant gets back to third and those two wreck each other and he wins this thing, I mean, that would be pretty incredible. Obviously, they would have to get wrecked pretty hard, but it doesn't take much to not be able to roll in these cars.
Well, he's already earned your driver of the race, so he's not going to get anything more than
I mean, I think my driver of the race means next to nothing if the trophy doesn't come with it.
I mean, yeah, we got a couple good battles going on here. RC just made the pass on Fortner for 7th spot, and Chad's trying to follow suit, but 3-car battle back there. We got, you know, obviously the race for the lead and the race for third you're talking about.
under
So,
a
yeah,
second.
Scott.
Second.
Yeah, another 3/10.
It's also under a second between third and fourth as well.
And I think that, you know, that draft is definitely a factor now. Getting a good slipstream, good toe.
Yeah, we need a side-by-side
And,
going on
and
here.
he's got DRS.
We need to be seeing both these battles. We got the battle for the lead, the battle for third.
Oh, he made up a lot of time through the bus stop right there. That was a really good corner for Scott.
We're coming to 2 to go.
He probably made up 2 3/10 right there just through that bus stop.
I think Van de Sant's going to make the pass for third here, right here, coming down the straightaway. Yeah, he's underneath him. He's going to have DRS. Van de Sant climbs back into third place. Two more laps here in the Maconi New York Grand Prix, and now looks Isaac's trying to break that draft a little bit. 2 more tenths, down to just 7 tenths of a second with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe that dirty air is also kind of limiting Scott's ability to run some of these corners. But watch this bus stop. This already made a lot of time last time. We'll see if he does it again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you visibly see him close in.
I mean, yeah, that was a couple car lengths right there in the bus stop. That's definitely, I think, his best corner on the track. But now with with him being this close, I'm sure handling's coming into play now.
Definitely. He's still staying pretty close through here.
And this is coming to the white flag. He's gonna have only a couple chances to make a move.
I don't think he's going to be close enough for turn 1. I think if he's going to make a move, it's going to have to be into the bus stop. I think he's got
Yeah.
one shot.
I think even out of the bus stop, I think he's so good through that corner. I think if he's able to close up enough and get a good run out of that bus stop, I think that's his best shot.
I don't even think he could pass him coming out of the bus stop. I think he's going to have to really get a good run up these S's. I don't know if he's close enough.
He's
getting
gonna have a good run here.
draft. Yeah, he's got a good draft. He's going to have DRS.
Oh, he's gonna take a look. He's gonna.
Oh,
man!
wow.
Oh!
No! Isaac's off the course. That's got to be. He's got to give that back, right? That's got to be a corner cutting.
I don't know. That was the outside of the bus stop. I don't think that's a cut. Man, I thought that was gonna end in a disaster for both of these teammates, but they made it work. We'll see if Scott's able to make the pass. Though only a couple corners left.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't have to give that back. Here we come, coming back out onto the. That was his one shot. I don't think he'll be able to make anything else happen over here. Man, I don't know. He's closing in again. Oh, just trying a little too hard there.
But man, yeah, the win's gonna go to Issac Morris, Scott Ramler right there. But what a great race by these guys. Isaac did a great job hanging on that car coming out of that bus stop too. I thought he was gone.
We got third place here. Van de Sant. What a drive to get that speeding penalty, 45-second hold. He comes down here, entering the last section of the track. He'll come off. He'll finish P3. Looks like RC and Chad might be pretty close. See if there's anything going on there. RC maybe stretching it out a little bit. Fourth place, Ethan Stanley. Fifth place, Marshall Stanley. Sixth place, Hunter Smith. Here comes P7, RC Enerson. Chad Frankenfield. Tyler Fody. Justin Fortner. And Hank Steinmiller. Look like they will round out the top 11 and the only 11 that finished on the lead lap. What a race. What a great finish. Great battles there at the end. Great drive from Alexander Van de Sant. I feel like it was a pretty good race number 2. Way more exciting. I feel like, nothing. I don't want to throw dirt on any of our races, but this race I feel like was way more exciting here at the end than Road America was.
Yeah, that was a wild finish for sure. Strategy all over the place. Really enjoying what we're seeing so far out of this series.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that there wasn't some kind of penalty. Like, he was way over there. I mean, I know he didn't mean to be. It's not like he meant to be over there, but I mean, that's what the race came down to. We knew, and Scott knew he had one shot down there to make it happen, and what a finish.
But yeah, I mean, we knew Scott was gonna have one shot at making that pass, and just try to make it going to the bus stop. Here, you see him go to the outside.
Wow, look at that car over the curb, and then it still bounces all the way over through there.
Yeah, that was a handful for Isaac right there. I don't know how he hung on to that car, but
yeah, look at that. That's the racing line out there, right? Just watch this thing over the curb. Just it bounces.
Yeah, that first curb
kind of pitches. Then he catches some of that other curb and it pitches again. If he tries to turn to the left right there, he's just going to wreck. He's going to go spinning. He had to go kind of straight through there. I guess in hope that it didn't give him any kind of corner cutting penalty and hope that he stayed in front of his teammate.
Yeah, I'm sure Scott might have cut him some slack there a little bit too, but try not to destroy both team cars.
I'm sure Scott was shocked when he blended back on the track in front of him.
It's like passing the grass.
Scott thought when they went to the left in the middle of the bus stop that, oh, I've got this. And then there he came out of nowhere. And still in front of him.
But we'll see if we can pull up some of our top finishers here. Talk to him.
Yeah, I think we got Alex waiting. I don't... We're joined by P3, but man, I think you had the strongest car tonight. Take us through your night, recovering from that penalty. I mean, like I said, I handed it out. I know we have a Twitter poll every week. I went ahead and handed it out to you, Alex. You're the driver of this race, man. That was a great drive by you. Just not quite enough to get to those front two after that penalty, but talk us through your night.
Yeah, I did not expect that after the penalty. That was my only big mistake. I just had crazy pace on old tires for some reason. I cut down 6 seconds on Isaac and Scott in the last quarter of the race or so. I just suddenly at one point I was 40 seconds back. Suddenly I was 33 at the end of the race. So Yeah, really, really happy with the recovery. Not happy with the penalty. I probably would have been in a really good spot at the end of the race with the slightly fresher tires. It was my first race ever in these cars, so I didn't know what was going to happen with the strategy. Like at first, I thought it would be like a two-stop with medium, hard, and hard, but uh, I realized like I had a ton of pace on the mediums at the end, and I was catching Isaac. He just that undercut was way more powerful than I expected. So it would have been tough, but yeah, just glad to recover and yeah, learned a lot. Happy with that.
Yeah, that's one thing we were trying to figure out up here as well. Is there's tons of different ways you can play these races with all the tire strategies and stuff like that. But what with this being your first race, I mean, we kind of were surprised, but we probably shouldn't have been surprised at how well you were or how well you drove and showed up. But do you think like being past IndyCar champion here in Elite, do you think some of that translates to this car?
Absolutely. Just general road skills. I mean, it might have helped with the tire saving because it's really important in IndyCar. I didn't know how to do it specifically in the F1 car, but I guess I found something. I'll just need to see and do some more laps and yeah, see how the rest of the season plays out.
Now, Nick says we were surprised that you were as good as you were. I just want to point out, I picked you pre-race to win this thing, so I was not surprised. But it was a great run, like Nick said. You're an IndyCar champion. You made it to the Final Four of the Cup season, and now you're over here in F1. You're just gonna go and try to be in this championship as well. Anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to my teammate Craig Forsyth. His race unfortunately did not last very long. Got caught up in a mess at the start, but yeah, he was a good help. He coached me through a lot of the strategy at the start of the race after his was ended. So really appreciate that.
All right, Alex. Good luck moving forward. Come back and see us again. I don't think we run another F1 race for about a month. We got these once a month F1 races, and tonight was a lot of fun. Hopefully, you'll come back and talk to us again.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, guys.
Now we're joined by race winner, 2 for 2, Issac Morris. This one was a little bit closer here at the end. I don't know what we were thinking pre-race. Neither Nick, David, or myself picked you to win this thing. I guess you had something to prove out there tonight, but really close there at the end with your teammate. You had a great battle early in the race with Alex, and of course he got that speeding penalty. But talk us through your night and how it all ended up in victory lane.
So just nailed the qualifying lap tonight. So obviously stuck it on pole. And then we had the caution. So it was basically like just restarting the race. But somewhere along the line, picked up some damage on the car. I don't know exactly where on the track or where on the car the damage was, but I was really suffering in straight line speed and cornering ability. So I think I got that around about lap 17 or 18. So I just had like to manage the car like so much throughout the race, and I think that's why Alex and Scott were closing in on me at the end of the first stint. And I just had to react to Scott because obviously I thought he was gonna do the undercut on me. But luckily he didn't. And then we just drove. I just had to do my thing. He did his thing. And it got very close towards the end. To the point where I nearly crashed. But it's no one's fault but my own. I just gave Scott like too much room. Hit the curb wrong, and then I hit the second curb wrong, and then it just got the car like so loose. But luckily we both managed to finish the race P1, P2 in our own race. So yeah, just really happy with the result. It was a hell of a lot closer this time for sure, but yeah, we still managed to get the win today.
Yeah, man, going back to back. I mean, you and Scott coming out of the gate. I mean, you look like the cleared runaway favorite so far. How you feeling about? What do we got? 2 more weeks, and then we go to Hockenheim. How you feel about that one?
Hockenheim's going to be a very different track because it's European. And then obviously the first two races that we've done are American, so the curbs are going to be different. And we're actually going to be running a setup that is for that track. So like the last two setups we've been running have been base setups from different tracks. So we'll actually be able to drive a suited setup. So all in all, I'm feeling pretty good about Hockenheim. It's one of my favorite tracks, and I'm really glad it's on the calendar. I also know Scott's quick around Hockenheim, but also as well, I wouldn't count out Alex because he was obviously doing something today with the car that was just so much better than me and Scott. He was looking after the tires, and so yeah, I really wouldn't count out Alex for a challenge in this title fight.
Yeah, like you said, you're 2 for 2, heading to a place that it sounds like you enjoy pretty much. So you going to go 3 for 3? You going to go ahead and call your shot now, or you want to wait until we get there?
I mean, the plan is to go 3 for 3, but I've got a little bit of a buffer over Scott now with my points, so I might not approach Hockenheim as hard and heavy as I did with the last two races. Might just take it as like a cruise and just see what happens. But yeah, I'd like to go 3 for 3. That's the plan. So yeah, but I can't tell you until we get there, get practicing and get driving because there's just there are good drivers on this grid. It's just a waiting game until they unlock their pace, and they're going to be right up there with us. So it just all goes down to if and when. So yeah.
Well, any shout outs you want to give? Anybody you want to thank before we let you go tonight?
I also just like to thank the guys at Maconi Setup Shop for allowing me to drive with them tonight, and it's always nice to win I say home race since we're sponsoring the race, so it's nice to get a 1-2 for the team at the team sponsored event. So yeah, just big shout out to them, and shout out to you guys for putting the broadcast on. Once I go now, I'm gonna go grab something to eat and drink, and I'm gonna rewatch the broadcast now. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, alrighty, we're looking forward to seeing you guys in a couple weeks' time. Congrats on the win. I guess come back, talk to us in a couple weeks.
That's the plan.
All right, before I wind this down, we got a truck broadcast coming up, and I want to go ahead and bring Gerald Campbell up here into the booth. He's going to be doing the truck broadcast here in, I don't know what, 20 minutes, Gerald. You gotta follow us tonight, man. That's going to be a tough deal.
I think my wife and I are fairly confident that the truck race will provide excellent content for any viewer that's willing to put up with some real racing in this truck series. Those Formula One drivers you saw out there, about half of them didn't finish the field. A lot of that was just from them barely tapping something. Well, we're about to watch truck racing at a quarter mile or a little bit bigger than a quarter mile track. So you're going to see a little bit more carnage, but I predict about the same amount of vehicles out of the race at the end of the night. Right now we have about 46 trucks attempting to try to qualify in.
Yeah,
Hey, I think you were one of those F1 drivers tonight who didn't finish the race because of a little contact, right?
Yeah, I those things are not able to keep up with me. I think it is, really, honestly. If they can't put a little tire off in the grass and still keep going, I don't know what to do with them at that point.
Yeah, we were looking forward to keeping track of you. We knew we had the back-to-back broadcast tonight, and you doing double work, but you didn't get a whole lot of work in that F1 race.
Well, no, I realized that I needed to start brushing up and making sure that my wife and I were on point tonight in case everyone went to sleep during the F1 race. We can make sure to have a full of energy for tonight's race to wake them all up.
Oh, I don't think anybody went to sleep. We had a great finish. It wasn't it wasn't like that Road America finish. Had a couple teammates going at it. Hopefully, you guys have a good show. Not too many yellows tonight. You know, it's a
Oh no,
small track. You want
I
to see
think.
some good racing.
Oh yeah, we're excited. It's 150 laps, and we'll see who wins it at the end.
Well, all right. With that, Nick and I are going to jump out of here, and everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. All our sponsors at C2 Freight, EDI Services, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling, and Maconi Setup Shop was the race sponsor tonight. And in case you missed it at the start, they offer 14 setups for 14 different cars on iRacing each week, and they can be found at MaconiSetupShop.com. So go check them out. Setups are great. We run them in some leagues, lots of fun. And good luck, Gerald and Erica, tonight in the truck race, and hopefully your broadcast is as good as ours was.
Well, we'll do our best. We look forward to it. Hopefully everyone tunes in.